You cannot heal in the same place that broke you. If you're feeling stuck, exhausted, invisible, it's not because you're broken. It's because you're still in the same environment that broke you. We keep returning to places, people, and habits that hurt us, hoping that things will be different. But we don't realize that healing requires safety, and familiarity is not safety. You can't grow where you were taught to shrink. So that family, that friend group, even that mindset that taught you to shrink yourself cannot rebuild you as well. Healing begins with honesty and peace. And a lot of times that means you're just going to have to walk away from the things that hurt you, even if that means you're walking away alone. It is always okay to walk away, grow, and start over. Here are 7 reasons why you cannot heal in the same place that broke you. Number 1, familiar pain reopens wounds. You ever see somebody that just has a bad habit of like picking a scab? It just feels good to them, or they just are familiar with picking at it, but that wound never heals because of the fact that they keep picking at it. You have to stop going back to what's familiar to you because it's just going to continue to reopen the wound. Number 2, that same environment will reinforce old habits. If you can't seem to remove yourself from the bad habits, from the people that are toxic, from things that broke you, that tried to shrink you, or that taught you to shrink yourself, it is going to be very impossible for you to evolve from where you've been to where you're trying to get to. Number 3, you're seen as who you were and not who you're becoming. If you're around the same people that broke you, they know you by that identity or that version of you that maybe they created in their heads for you, or that you had presented in that past. Like if you were a people pleaser or somebody who used to gossip all the time or whatever it is, right? So they know you by who you were, but not that healed version of you. Not who you're trying to become, not the person that you're trying to shed away. So they will unintentionally or even intentionally bring up old habits, old things that you've done, just because that is the only version of you that they know and are familiar with. Number 4, true clarity needs distance. I say this all the time, that you're going to need distance away from the people that have broken you, the people that are shaming you, that are toxic towards you, that you are trying to get away from. Whatever it is, you're going to actually need distance. And when you do that, it allows you to not see the picture from inside the frame, but to see the picture as a whole. It's always easier for us to be able to reach out to somebody else and try to fix their problems because we can see what they're going through from the outside in. But when you're looking from the inside out, it's a lot harder for you to see. So you've got to make sure that you are giving yourself distance so that you can give yourself the opportunity to heal. Number 5, emotional safety is non-negotiable. You cannot build peace or create peace in an environment where your nervous system is still in fight or flight mode. True healing is going to thrive in spaces that are safe, around people that are safe. Your body knows this. It gives you alerts to let you know this is not a safe situation. This is not a safe person. This is not a safe environment. You have got to listen to yourself. You've got to listen to your body, listen to your intuition when it comes to being in unsafe places or spaces, or when people are putting you in unsafe situations, or maybe you unintentionally put yourself in an unsafe situation. Regardless of what it is, your emotional safety is a non-negotiable. You need to be able to set those boundaries for yourself so that you can give yourself the opportunity to truly heal. Number 6, you need new energy to create a new you. You can't be around the same old people. You can't be around the same old bad habits. You can't be around the same negative, toxic energy, the environment. You have got to be in a new space. You've got to be around new people. You have to talk about or have new conversations, new ideas that you're talking about, just all new, okay? Because a new thing is happening in you. You have got to be in a different space in order to heal, and that is going to take you leaving the old energy, the old toxicity, the old people, the old environment, the old conversations you were having, the old bad habits far behind you, and allowing yourself the distance that you need to become that new version of yourself, that new and healed version of yourself. And number 7, sometimes healing requires you escaping in order to survive. In those instances, sometimes the best thing that you can do is to walk away, not look back and start all over again. Some environments don't just hurt you, they will drain and destroy. We know that this is the workings of the enemy, so you have to understand that escaping in order to survive, it may be required and necessary in your healing journey. Understand that true healing doesn't always look like bubble baths and lit candles and doing 1-hour therapy sessions once a month. It is going to look like pain. It is going to look like suffering. It is going to look like moments where you are silent and the world is just passing you by and you have no words, but you're still sitting in silence. It is going to look like ugly cries at random moments. Healing is not supposed to be a pretty situation or a pretty process, the way that social media and society wants you to believe that it is. Healing is also understanding or having self-awareness and being okay with the fact that right now you're not okay. And the people that are around you don't allow you to express that. So as long as you're aware of that, that's where you're going to have to start the healing process in first distancing yourself, protecting yourself. When it comes to a wound that's on your body goes through 4 stages of healing that wound. The first one is homeostasis. So in that stage, your body automatically goes into protection mode. The blood vessels will constrict and the platelets form a clot in order to stop the bleeding. So it's kind of like a protection wall or some type of, like a plug. And so when you think about that, the first stage in healing is you've got to put up this wall of protection. You've got to protect yourself. You've got to distance yourself from whatever is wounding you. The second stage is inflammation. So this is the part where that wound gets hot. There's redness. There's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of swelling possibly, but your body is doing something else underneath that. It is recruiting the army of immune cells to start fighting against it, to start fighting against what is any type of infection or anything that is causing that wound or just starting the process in healing. So when you're going through your healing process, you've distanced yourself, you put up that wall, you've set your boundaries, and now you're going to have to start going through the process of fighting against whatever it was that wounded you, even if that fight means to walk away, to build up the courage to walk away, to find the courage to speak up and say something against whatever wounded you, whatever broke you, whatever it is, right? Now it's the fighting part. The third stage is called proliferation. This is the stage where the tissues start to rebuild. So now you're in your healing process, your healing journey. This is the stage where you start to rebuild. You start to unlearn those negative thoughts that was instilled in you for so many years. You start to go to therapy for more than once a month, once a week or whatever. You start to read self-help books. You start to pray and ask for guidance. You start to ask for discernment and intuition. You start finding a support system to lean on, to vent to, counseling, whatever it is, right? Because now you're having to rebuild who you are. And the last and final stage is maturation. This is the part that takes usually anywhere between like some weeks to months to years to complete. So healing a wound doesn't take overnight. It's not an overnight process. It is going to take some time in order to mature. The thing about this stage is that when a wound is healing or when it's getting to the completion part of the healing process, it is now improved in its strength and function. There is a new thing that is happening in you when you go through a healing process. You are no longer going to be used in the way that you were in the past. You are now going to become stronger. You're going to be more mature and wiser, and your function is going to be improved to the point where you will now be used in the proper purpose of your life. Just like silver in the hands of a silversmith, you are being refined, shaped, molded into a version of yourself that is mature, that is the most beautiful, most authentic version of yourself. When you allow the healing process to fully complete, you now become ready to be used for your purpose. Let me know in the comments if you're going through a healing journey, healing process, if you've already gone through one, if you're on the other side, if you have any advice for anybody else who might be going through their healing journey, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you later. Bye.